Alright, so not that you care, cause totes don't. Yesterday I could not do the errands I wanted, cause I went to the store, took one look, and the line was like crazy long. So I just turned right around and, waited around at work for a little while. Not that that matters, but that's what happened. Good story, great, yeah. So I'm doing round two. Okay. I'm trying to go a second time. This time I have 2 hours before work starts, which is more than enough time to make a return. And again, I hate making returns because it makes me feel guilty. But, like, what I picked up wasn't what I needed, and that place, you couldn't try it on. So, like, I had to take it home and try it on, and all of the tags on, and it wasn't gross or anything. So I was like, oop, nope, doesn't fit, take off, gotta return. Yeah, great, right? But I've had a great morning this morning. I guess it's 1 o'clock now, so it's afternoon time now. But I've had a super awesome morning. I ate breakfast. I made a mug cake for breakfast, so I had chocolate cake for breakfast. Whatever. But I lit some candles, meditated for a while, spent some time in prayer, and just like zoned out. It was nice to be peaceful, that kind of thing. It's easy to be too tired or busy or too distracted to spend time alone. I mean, I spend like a lot of time alone, but like intentionally setting time to just be with my thoughts. Obviously we're always with our thoughts, but sometimes there's a difference, I think, between just letting your mind be distracted and go where it goes than deliberately sitting and watching what thoughts come up and observing what your mind's patterns are and being reflective. Both require thinking or just letting your thoughts do whatever and like sitting or whatever, but the intention's different and the attention's different. So I think it's super important to just look at your thoughts and try to see where they're coming from, maybe why. Just be with yourself. I think a lot of people think that meditation is just sitting without thinking. And I guess that is like one style, but I don't really get that. Like, we have a beautiful mind that can do so many different things, and to just tell it to not be itself seems kind of like odd to me. Not that I think you should just sit and let your mind ramble around. I think you should let your thoughts do what they're gonna do, but don't be too attached to them. Just be like, thinking about this, yeah, I'll see where that goes. Okay, I'm done entertaining that thought now. That thought isn't me. It belongs to me, but it isn't me. And realizing the difference. And looking at them as kind of interesting phenomenon rather than something that you need to constantly identify with. And then if you do identify with a thought, it's because that's a decision you've made. Because you've examined and observed the thought, reflected on it, and decided, like, yes, that is a part of who I am. And then you adopt what that thought represents. And then it can become your identity. And it doesn't have to stay that way forever. It can be your identity for 3 seconds or for a long time. Or, that's like why meditation is so important in my perspective. Is that you're constantly reflecting and evaluating yourself and engaging with yourself, almost like you would conversation with another person, except it's just you, but treating it like it's another person, and just having a respectful, observational kind of discourse with yourself, and seeing sometimes that thought's me, or that's just a thought that's in my brain, but I don't need to pay it that much attention. But just simply trying to sit, I'm not going to think at all. That just seems kind of dumb. Like, that probably works for a lot of people, but that makes sense for how my brain works. And I find when I don't try to not think, I know it was a lot of double negatives just there. When I just let my thoughts go, but don't be too attached to them, and I'm not in a space where I'm trying to just not think, it seems you think less when you focus less on thinking less. That probably wasn't worded the best. Like, if you try not to think, you're gonna think. But if you don't care about not thinking, you probably won't think. Does that make sense? I feel like that's how it is with like a lot of stuff in life. If you're like, oh, I better not tell lies today. Oh no, I better not tell lies. You're probably just gonna make up weird lies for no reason. But if you're like, don't even think about that, you probably just won't lie. You know? Like if your brain is entertaining the idea in a positive or negative aspect, if you're just constantly thinking about something, you're probably more likely to partake in that activity. Whereas if you're kind of indifferent to it, you know, just like, don't need that, whatever, then you probably won't. You know, I'm sure that doesn't work for everything, but I think in general, you can use that kind of approach to look at yourself and how you see yourself and how you interact with the world. And I think we can become better people by doing that rather than, I don't know, I just think when you're trying not to think about stuff in meditation, you're focusing so much on process and rules that you miss the real treasure of spending time with yourself and just being. You know, you miss the reward in meditation. And then if you don't meditate at all, obviously you're not getting any reward from it. So I just think having a measured approach to what you do. And that's going to look different probably for most people. I'm sure general overlying themes will be similar for a lot of people, but specific detailed approaches are probably going to differ. And that's, again, the beauty of the process. You get to know yourself and what works for you, how your brain works, where your mind tends to drift, and hopefully understanding why it drifts that way. That could take a really long time. But when you do learn about yourself in that regard, you can tailor your own meditative practice and just your communication style and interactions in life in general based on what you know your needs are. And that's kind of all I have to say. Hopefully that was edifying in some way to at least anybody. If you're Autumn or Jerry watching this, you probably got more out of it because you actually know who I am and are listening all the way. Maybe you're not. I don't know. But if you're some rando and it made you feel good, that's good too. Or if nobody watched us and nothing happened, that's fine. Because me talking out loud is helpful to me. Because, yeah, we're going to bring it full circle. That's what I learned helps me out when I've been meditating. Because I need to get my thoughts out loud. Sometimes that process helps other people, like while I'm helping myself. Or if I'm just talking to myself in my car while I'm going to make a return. And it only helps me, that's fine too, because I'll learn that that's what I need to sort out my head. I got a bunch of crazy thoughts in my crazy mind. What was that adventure? Do you remember that Adventure Time episode where Ice King talks about his wizard eyes and it shows what the world looks like and it's crazy? There's such a weird imaginary floating shapes. He's like, sometimes you got crazy eyes. Let's see crazy things. That's what it made me think of. But I know with my crazy eyes that see crazy things or look at the world in crazy ways, me talking out and sorting out helps me have inner peace and feel more in harmony with my place in this universe. And I hope you find that for you too. Have a good day.